The USC defense left much to be desired in 2022, but the necessary overhauls have been made this offseason in order to shore up that side of the ball. Whether you look at big-time recruits like Tackett Curtis, huge transfer portal additions like Bear Alexander, or returning All-Americans like Kalen Bullock, safe to say the Trojan defense will be much improved this upcoming season. So we know who the key players are here, but who are the X factors? Who are the guys that if they take that big step forward can help propel this defense ahead even further? That is the question we will be answering today, so let's not waste any more time, let's go. What's up guys, my name is G Greens and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Now before we get into it, I do want to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. SeatGeek is a ticketing service that takes tickets from all over the web and puts them into one very easy to find place. They even grade every single ticket on a scale of 1 to 10 so you know if you're getting a fair deal or not. And SeatGeek is now hooking my subscribers up with $20 off your first purchase when you use the promo code GGreens at checkout. That's with 3 E's and 3 S's. So again, shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. Alright guys, so let's get into this. I have 4 players to talk about today. These aren't in any particular order by the way. But first up, let's talk Bryson Shaw. Bryson is a guy that's very smart, very experienced, and he's a natural leader. Now why is Bryson an X factor though? Bryson appears to have that starting safety spot opposite Kalen Bullock heading into fall camp. And while Bryson did struggle at times last year, he was playing out of position and was asked to do things that aren't necessarily in his skill set. With the lack of run defense in the front 7, he was asked to come down more and play in the box a ton, which Bryson simply isn't built to do. He's a very smart player that excels the deeper he plays. You saw it in the Arizona game with that phenomenal interception. He read that play from the back and came up and picked the ball off. If Bryson is allowed to do that more, I really think he can have a much bigger impact on the defense than most people realize. So you see on the screen here, this is his snaps by position in 2022. 218 snaps out of 561 total in the box is way too many. That number needs to be under 50 in my view. Let him do what he does best. That does not include being a box defender. If they allow him to sit back and read the plays more, I really think he can have a big impact on this defense. Alright, next up here, I want to talk about Anthony Lucas. Now I know a lot of you are saying, but he's going to be a key player. How could he be an X factor? And my answer to that would be, we expect him to be a key player. We hope he is a key player. We haven't truly seen it at the collegiate level with Anthony yet. We know he's going to start and play some big time minutes for SC, but what we don't know is if he's going to produce. That's what makes him an X factor. This is a guy that has 181 career snaps, so I need to see it out there on the field before I'm ready to say Anthony is the dude on the defensive line. But if Anthony does take that leap we all know he's capable of, the ceiling on this defense increases exponentially. We all know the freaky physical traits he possesses, but if he can put those together and become an All-American level player, I mean, let's not even shoot that high. If he becomes an All-Conference level player this year, that completely changes how we view this USC defense. That frees up the edge rushers to have more one-on-one matchups, that gives linebackers more holes to shoot through. I mean, it really relieves pressure on every other Trojan defender. If SC wants to reach their lofty goals of competing for a national title this year, I really feel like Anthony Lucas will have a big say on if that happens or not. Alright, next we have to talk about Damani Jackson. Damani is a guy that has every tool to become the best corner in the country and a future top 10 pick. I truly believe that. He has dealt with a lot already in his young college career, but he looks to be healthy and ready to go heading into fall camp. I thought he really flashed in the spring game, particularly with his tackling. He had that sequence of very impressive back-to-back open field tackles that was very encouraging to see. He had the fastest clocked miles per hour on the team as well, I think reaching over 23 miles per hour, which is just wild when you think about it. And you guys know where I stand on corners and the cornerback position itself. I think it's the most difficult position in all of sports, and when you have a guy that is elite, it can transform your defense. What would the USC defense have been last year if it weren't for Mekhi Blackmon? I don't even want to picture that. If Damani can fill that gap this year and even capture half of his potential, it could really take the overall quality of the SC defense up a notch. There are some players where if you hit and they become their best self on the field, you have a nice Power 5 starter on your hands. This is not one of those players. If you hit on Damani and he becomes what he can be, my God, you're talking about a Thorpe Award winner, All-American, first-round pick, generational type of talent at the cornerback position. Alright, and finally for today, I want to talk about Rajon Davis. Now, if you guys have watched this channel for a while, you know where my head's at with Rajon. This guy should have been on the field the minute Eric Gentry went down. I don't care what his practice performance was really, he was exactly what the defense needed last year. We really hung Shane Lee out to dry by having him be in a more coverage role as the year went along. Rajon could have greatly helped this defense in my opinion, and I know some of you are thinking, Greens, what the hell do you know? The coaches see him every day in practice. I mean, all I know is that the kid has a great mentality. He could have taken the easy way out and transferred this year or last year, but he didn't. He didn't bail, and guys, gamers exist. If any of you played ball, I'm sure you had a guy like this on your team. During the week of practice, he wouldn't really be making crazy plays or standing out in any way, but then the game starts and the guy looks like a completely different player. Maybe that's Rajon. And all I know is that when that kid got his first true opportunity in the bowl game, he came in and knocked the hell out of that Tulane player. Rajon should have played last year, but I think he's going to play this year. With his natural athleticism and skills in coverage, he could really help this SC defense. If Rajon comes in and has a productive year, I think that generally means really good things for SC. I love both his skill set and the mentality he brings to the team. Expecting a big year from him. But yeah guys, those are my 4 X factors on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously the offensive edition will be coming soon, probably next week. But in the meantime, let me know who your defensive X factors are. I'm really curious to see what you guys are thinking about this. But guys, that will do it for me today. If you did happen to enjoy the video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to help support the channel in an even bigger way, you can do so over on my Patreon for only $1 a month. Thank you so much for your continued support. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.